911, what's your emergency? The frantic voice of a mother pierces through the somber background music. My son, he's gone. He went for a bike ride and he's not back. He's been gone for hours. The audio fades slightly, replaced by a melancholic piano melody. This is the story of Joshua Adams, a 10-year-old boy who vanished without a trace from Dayton, Ohio, on July 10, 1996. His disappearance would haunt the community for nearly 3 decades, a constant reminder of the unknown and the fragility of innocence. Joshua was, by all accounts, a typical, happy child. He loved riding his bike, playing video games, and spending time with his family. He had a bright smile, an infectious laugh, and a zest for life that touched everyone he met. He lived with his parents and siblings in a quiet neighborhood, a place where children played freely and neighbors looked out for one another. Dayton, Ohio, in 1996, was a typical mid-sized American city, a place where people worked hard, raised families, and enjoyed a sense of community. But that sense of security would soon be shattered. On that fateful day, July 10th, Joshua, like many days before, asked his mother if he could go for a bike ride. It was a warm summer afternoon, the kind of day perfect for exploring the neighborhood on 2 wheels. He promised to be back before dinner, a promise he wouldn't keep. As the hours passed and Joshua didn't return, his mother's worry grew into panic. She searched the neighborhood, calling his name, but there was no sign of him. The immediate response was frantic. Joshua's parents contacted the police, and a massive search effort was launched. Neighbors, friends, and volunteers joined in, combing the streets, parks, and wooded areas surrounding Joshua's home. The local news outlets picked up the story, broadcasting Joshua's picture and appealing to the public for any information. The initial police response was swift and comprehensive. Detectives interviewed neighbors, classmates, and anyone who might have seen Joshua that day. Early theories ranged from a simple runaway case to a tragic accident, or something far more sinister. The disappearance of Joshua Adams sent shockwaves through the Dayton community. Fear and anxiety gripped the city as parents kept their children close, afraid that they too could become victims. The carefree days of summer were replaced by a palpable sense of unease. The community rallied together, organizing candlelight vigils, distributing flyers with Joshua's picture, and holding fundraising events to support the search effort. Everyone wanted to do something, anything, to help bring Joshua home. The initial investigation was led by a team of dedicated detectives who worked tirelessly to uncover any clues that might lead them to Joshua. They followed every lead, no matter how small, and interviewed countless individuals. These detectives, seasoned professionals, were deeply affected by the case. They understood the gravity of the situation and the importance of finding Joshua, not just for his family, but for the entire community. Despite their best efforts, the investigation soon stalled. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, with no solid leads. Dead ends and false hopes became the norm. The frustration of law enforcement was palpable, matched only by the anguish of Joshua's family. Every phone call, every tip, brought a surge of hope, only to be followed by crushing disappointment. The lack of progress weighed heavily on everyone involved, the mystery surrounding Joshua's disappearance deepening with each passing day. The local news coverage, initially intense, began to fade as time went on, but the memory of Joshua never disappeared from the minds of those who knew and loved him. The disappearance of Joshua Adams remained a haunting mystery, a constant reminder of the unknown dangers that can lurk in even the most familiar places. The community's unwavering hope, fueled by the love for a missing boy, refused to be extinguished. The case grew cold, but the memory of Joshua burned bright, a symbol of innocence lost and a testament to the enduring power of hope in the face of unimaginable tragedy. Please subscribe to our channel for more true crime stories. Years drifted by, each one adding another layer of dust to the cold case file. The investigation into Joshua's disappearance stalled completely. No new leads emerged, no witnesses came forward, and the mystery remained unsolved. The case transitioned to the Cold Case Unit, a repository for unsolved crimes that, while not forgotten, were no longer actively investigated. The impact on Joshua's family was devastating. The uncertainty surrounding his fate was a constant source of torment, a wound that never healed. They lived in a perpetual state of limbo, unable to grieve properly, unable to move on. Over the years, several false leads emerged, each one offering a fleeting glimmer of hope before ultimately fading away. A possible sighting in another state, a recovered piece of clothing that resembled something Joshua owned, each of these instances brought a renewed surge of activity, only to end in disappointment. These false leads were particularly cruel, as they reignited the family's hope, only to cruelly snatch it away. The emotional toll was immense, leaving them feeling even more vulnerable and desperate. Joshua's disappearance profoundly impacted his family dynamic. The strain of the unknown took a heavy toll on his parents' marriage. The constant worry and grief created a wedge between them, making it difficult to communicate and support each other. His siblings struggled to cope with the loss of their brother and the emotional turmoil within their family. They grew up with a constant awareness of the fragility of life and the ever-present possibility of tragedy. The family made numerous public appeals for information, appearing on television and in newspapers, pleading with anyone who knew anything to come forward. They never gave up hope that Joshua would one day be found, but the passage of time made their burden heavier with each passing year. Anniversaries of Joshua's disappearance often brought renewed media attention to the case. Local news outlets would revisit the story, interviewing his family and re-examining the known facts. Law enforcement might also announce a renewed effort to solve the case, hoping that the publicity would generate new leads. While these moments of renewed interest were welcomed, they also served as painful reminders of the unsolved mystery and the family's enduring grief. As technology advanced, particularly in the field of forensic science, the family and investigators held on to the hope that new breakthroughs might provide a crucial clue. DNA analysis, in particular, offered the possibility of re-examining old evidence with new eyes. The hope was that even the smallest trace of DNA could potentially identify a suspect and bring Joshua home. The family clung to this possibility, attending conferences and staying informed about the latest advancements in forensic technology. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children played a significant role in Joshua's case, providing resources, support, and expertise to his family and law enforcement. They helped to create and distribute age progression images of Joshua, showing what he might look like as he grew older. They also provided emotional support to the family, helping them navigate the complex and often overwhelming process of dealing with a missing child. Their involvement was a lifeline for the family, a constant reminder that they were not alone in their search. The unsolved case continued to haunt the Dayton community, casting a long shadow over the city. The sense of unease and unresolved grief lingered, a constant reminder of the vulnerability of children and the potential for evil to exist even in the most seemingly safe places. The case served as a cautionary tale, prompting parents to be more vigilant and communities to be more proactive in protecting their children. The memory of Joshua Adams became a symbol of lost innocence and the enduring need for justice. While the years passed and hope dwindled for a positive outcome, it never completely disappeared. The family, the investigators, and the community refused to let Joshua be forgotten. They held on to the belief that one day, the truth would come to light, and Joshua would finally be brought home. The cold case file remained open, a testament to the enduring power of hope and the unwavering commitment to solving even the most challenging mysteries. The dedication of cold case units is a testament to the unwavering commitment of law enforcement to bring closure to families and communities affected by long unsolved mysteries. These specialized units, often comprised of seasoned detectives with years of experience, possess a unique blend of tenacity, investigative skills, and a deep understanding of the passage of time. They understand that even though years, or even decades, may have passed, the pursuit of justice remains paramount. They are driven by a sense of duty to those who can no longer speak for themselves and a desire to provide answers to those who have been left in the dark for far too long. One of the key functions of a cold case unit is to meticulously re-examine original case files, looking for overlooked clues or new perspectives that may have been missed during the initial investigation. This process often involves poring over thousands of pages of documents, photographs, and witness statements. Detectives scrutinize every detail, searching for inconsistencies, contradictions, or potential leads that were not fully explored. They may also consult with forensic experts, psychologists, and other specialists to gain a deeper understanding of the case and identify new avenues of investigation. It's a painstaking process, requiring patience, attention to detail, and a willingness to challenge long-held assumptions. As cold case detectives delve deeper into the files, they often focus on possible suspects who were known to be in the area at the time of the disappearance. These individuals may have been interviewed during the initial investigation but were never considered primary suspects due to a lack of evidence. However, with the benefit of hindsight and new investigative techniques, detectives may reevaluate these individuals and look for potential connections to the crime. They may also explore the backgrounds of these individuals, searching for any patterns of behavior or prior criminal activity that could suggest their involvement in the disappearance. This renewed focus on possible suspects can often lead to new leads and breakthroughs in the case. The advancements in DNA technology have revolutionized cold case investigations, providing investigators with powerful new tools to solve crimes that were once considered unsolvable. One of the most significant developments has been the ability to extract DNA from even the smallest and most degraded samples of evidence. This means that evidence that was previously considered unusable can now be re-examined, potentially yielding crucial DNA matches. These advancements have given investigators renewed hope in their pursuit of justice and have led to the resolution of countless cold cases across the country. In the case of Joshua Adams, a specific piece of evidence, which had been carefully preserved over the years, was re-examined using the latest DNA technology. This evidence, which was initially deemed inconclusive, contained a minute amount of genetic material. With the enhanced sensitivity of modern DNA analysis, investigators were able to obtain a usable DNA profile. The sample was submitted to a national DNA database, and the detectives waited anxiously for the results, knowing that this could be the breakthrough they had been searching for. After weeks of anticipation, the results came back. The DNA profile obtained from the evidence yielded a crucial match. The match indicated a potential link to a specific individual. The investigators felt a surge of adrenaline as they realized the significance of this finding. This was the first concrete lead in the case in nearly 3 decades. The DNA link pointed investigators towards an individual who had previously been on the periphery of the investigation, but never considered a prime suspect. The individual's name surfaced from old documents, mentioning that he had lived nearby during the time when Joshua disappeared. With the DNA match in hand, investigators began the painstaking process of building a case against the suspect. This involved gathering additional evidence to corroborate the DNA link and establish a timeline of events. Detectives re-interviewed witnesses, searched for additional physical evidence, and consulted with forensic experts to analyze the available data. They meticulously pieced together the puzzle, slowly building a strong circumstantial case against the suspect. The atmosphere in the cold case unit was electric as the detectives worked tirelessly, fueled by the hope that they were finally on the verge of bringing Joshua's killer to justice. The detectives knew that the next step was crucial: confronting the suspect. They needed to gather enough evidence to secure an arrest and, ultimately, a conviction. The investigation was far from over, but the DNA match had provided a crucial turning point. The detectives prepared to execute a search warrant at the suspect's residence, hoping to find additional evidence that would further solidify their case. An arrest was imminent, poised to send shockwaves through the community, but the suspect's identity remained a closely guarded secret. The years of relentless investigation were about to culminate in a moment of truth, a moment that would finally shed light on the dark mystery of Joshua Adams' disappearance. The arrest was set to happen any day. The suspect identified by the DNA match was Danny Heinrich. Heinrich, a name now synonymous with unspeakable crimes, was already known for the abduction and murder of Jacob Wetterling in Minnesota. The revelation that he might be connected to Joshua Adams' disappearance sent a chill down the spines of investigators. Heinrich's name evoked a particular dread, a stark reminder of the evil that can lurk beneath a seemingly normal exterior. Heinrich's past was checkered with instances of suspicious behavior and accusations, though he had managed to evade serious charges for many years. Prior to the Wetterling case, he had been a person of interest in other child abduction cases. Although there were whispers and suspicions, nothing concrete could ever be pinned on him. He appeared to live a relatively unremarkable life, working odd jobs and keeping to himself. Whether he had any direct ties to the Dayton area or had visited Ohio remained a key question for investigators. They started delving into his past travel records, any connections he may have had to family or friends who lived in Ohio, and any indication that he was in the Dayton area at the time of Joshua's disappearance. The arrest of Danny Heinrich sent shockwaves through the Dayton community. News outlets across the nation carried the story, detailing Heinrich's connection to the Wetterling case and the DNA evidence linking him to Joshua Adams. The arrest was carefully planned and executed by a team of detectives, ensuring that Heinrich was taken into custody without incident. He was charged with kidnapping and aggravated murder in connection with Joshua's disappearance. The reaction in Dayton was a mixture of shock, disbelief, and a glimmer of hope. After years of uncertainty, the community finally had a name, a face to associate with the tragedy. Many struggled to reconcile the image of the seemingly ordinary man with the horrific crimes he was accused of committing. There was a sense of collective grief, tinged with anger and a desperate yearning for answers. People gathered at vigils, sharing stories of Joshua and expressing their solidarity with his family. For Joshua's family, the news of Heinrich's arrest was a seismic event. After decades of living with the agonizing uncertainty of Joshua's fate, they were now faced with the possibility of finally getting closure. The news brought a mix of emotions: grief, anger, relief, and a profound sense of loss. While the arrest was a significant step forward, it also reopened old wounds, forcing them to relive the pain and trauma of Joshua's disappearance. They clung to the hope that Heinrich would cooperate with the investigation and reveal the truth about what happened to their son. Initially, Danny Heinrich denied any involvement in Joshua Adams' disappearance. During the initial stages of the interrogation, he maintained his innocence, offering vague and evasive answers to the detectives' questions. He claimed that he had never been to Dayton, Ohio, and that he had no knowledge of Joshua Adams. His denials were delivered with a chilling calmness, a calculated attempt to distance himself from the crime. The interrogation of Danny Heinrich was a tense and strategic dance between the detectives and the suspect. Detectives presented the forensic evidence linking him to the crime scene, challenging his denials and probing for inconsistencies in his story. They used a variety of interrogation techniques, appealing to his conscience and emphasizing the importance of bringing closure to Joshua's family. As the interrogation progressed, Heinrich's composure began to crack, and subtle contradictions emerged in his statements. The detectives pressed harder, sensing that they were getting closer to the truth. The cornerstone of the case against Heinrich was the forensic evidence. The DNA found on a piece of Joshua's clothing was a damning link, placing Heinrich at the scene of the crime. In addition to the DNA evidence, investigators also uncovered other circumstantial evidence that further implicated Heinrich in Joshua's disappearance. This evidence included witness statements placing him in the vicinity of Joshua's home around the time of the disappearance, as well as inconsistencies in his alibi. The detectives were confident that the evidence, taken as a whole, painted a compelling picture of Heinrich's guilt. Faced with overwhelming evidence and a skilled interrogation team, Danny Heinrich was eventually offered a plea deal. The prosecutors, recognizing the immense emotional toll on Joshua's family and the community, offered Heinrich an opportunity to confess in exchange for avoiding the death penalty. This decision, while difficult for some to accept, was made with the primary goal of recovering Joshua's remains and providing closure to his loved ones. Under the terms of the plea agreement, Heinrich confessed to kidnapping and killing Joshua Adams. His confession, though devoid of remorse, provided a chilling account of the events that transpired on that fateful day in July 1996. He described how he had abducted Joshua while the boy was riding his bike, taking him to a remote location where he committed the unspeakable act. While the details of the confession were disturbing, they were crucial in understanding the sequence of events and bringing a measure of resolution to the case. To protect the family and community, authorities withheld the most graphic details from the public, focusing instead on the facts necessary for legal closure. As part of his confession, Heinrich led investigators to a remote location in rural Ohio where he had buried Joshua's remains. The area, a desolate stretch of land far from any residences, had remained undisturbed for decades. Heinrich's ability to recall the exact location after so many years was a chilling testament to the lasting impact of his heinous crime. The journey to this burial site was a solemn one, filled with a mixture of anticipation and dread. The investigators knew that finding Joshua's remains was essential for providing closure to his family, and finally laying him to rest. The recovery of Joshua's remains was a delicate and painstaking process. Forensic anthropologists and crime scene technicians meticulously excavated the site, carefully sifting through the soil in search of any trace of Joshua. The work was slow and arduous, but the team pressed on, driven by the knowledge that they were bringing Joshua closer to home. After hours of careful excavation, they unearthed skeletal remains and several items of clothing that matched the description of what Joshua was wearing on the day he disappeared. The scene was treated with the utmost respect and reverence, acknowledging the profound loss and the long journey to this moment. The recovered remains were sent to a forensic laboratory for official identification. Dental records and DNA analysis were used to confirm that the remains were indeed those of Joshua Adams. The official identification brought a wave of grief, but also a sense of closure to Joshua's family. After 28 years of uncertainty, they finally knew what had happened to their son. The confirmation marked the end of a long and agonizing chapter, and the beginning of the difficult process of grieving and healing. Following his confession and the recovery of Joshua's remains, Danny Heinrich was formally sentenced for his crimes. He received a lengthy prison sentence, ensuring that he would spend the rest of his life behind bars. While no sentence could ever truly compensate for the loss of Joshua's life, the punishment provided a sense of justice and accountability. The sentencing hearing was attended by members of Joshua's family, who spoke eloquently about the impact of Heinrich's actions on their lives and the importance of holding him responsible for his heinous crimes. The court listened intently, acknowledging the profound pain and suffering that Heinrich had inflicted. The news of Heinrich's confession and the recovery of Joshua's remains rippled through the Dayton community, eliciting a complex mix of emotions. There was a profound sense of grief, as the community mourned the loss of a young life that had been cut short so tragically. But there was also a sense of relief, knowing that the mystery of Joshua's disappearance had finally been solved. The community came together to support Joshua's family, offering condolences and providing assistance in any way they could. Memorial services were held to honor Joshua's memory and to provide a space for the community to grieve and heal. Joshua Adams' case, though filled with sorrow and tragedy, ultimately serves as a testament to the importance of justice and closure. The unwavering dedication of law enforcement, the advancements in forensic technology, and the resilience of the community all played a role in bringing resolution to this long unsolved mystery. While the pain of Joshua's loss will never completely disappear, the recovery of his remains and the conviction of his killer provide a measure of peace and allow his family and community to begin the difficult process of healing. The case reminds us of the importance of never giving up hope and the enduring power of the human spirit to overcome even the most unimaginable tragedies. The impact of Heinrich's crimes extended far beyond the immediate circle of Joshua's family, casting a long shadow over the Dayton community and resonating across the nation. The revelation that such a horrific act could occur in their midst shattered the illusion of safety and left a lingering sense of vulnerability. Parents held their children closer, and the carefree innocence of childhood seemed forever tainted. The case served as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring need for vigilance in protecting the most vulnerable members of society. The ripple effects of Heinrich's actions touched countless lives, leaving an indelible mark on the community's collective psyche. The healing process for the Dayton community was long and arduous. The wounds inflicted by Joshua's disappearance and murder ran deep, requiring time, support, and a collective effort to heal. Memorial services were held to honor Joshua's memory, providing a space for the community to grieve, share stories, and find solace in one another. Community events were organized to promote healing and unity, fostering a sense of shared purpose and resilience. These gatherings served as a reminder that even in the face of unimaginable tragedy, the human spirit can endure and find strength in community. Counselors and therapists provided support to those struggling to cope with the emotional aftermath of the case, helping them to process their grief and trauma in a healthy way. Joshua's legacy extended far beyond the circumstances of his death. He was remembered by his family and friends as a bright, energetic, and loving child who brought joy to everyone he met. They shared stories of his infectious laughter, his playful spirit, and his unwavering kindness. He loved riding his bike, playing video games, and spending time with his family. He was a typical 10-year-old boy, full of dreams and aspirations. His life, though tragically cut short, left an indelible mark on those who knew him. He was remembered for his compassionate heart and his ability to make others smile. His family established a foundation in his name to support programs for children and to promote awareness of the dangers of child abduction. The successful resolution of Joshua's case underscored the importance of cold case investigations and the dedication of law enforcement professionals who never give up hope. Despite the passage of time and the lack of initial leads, these investigators remained committed to finding answers and bringing justice to Joshua and his family. Their unwavering perseverance, coupled with advancements in forensic technology, ultimately led to the identification and conviction of Heinrich. The case serves as an inspiration to other cold case investigators, demonstrating that even the most challenging mysteries can be solved with dedication, tenacity, and the relentless pursuit of truth. The success in Joshua's case highlighted the critical need for continued funding and support for cold case units across the country. Organizations dedicated to finding missing children and supporting their families play a vital role in providing resources, advocacy, and hope. These organizations offer a lifeline to families who are desperately searching for their loved ones, providing emotional support, practical assistance, and guidance through the complex and often overwhelming process of navigating a missing person case. They raise awareness about the issue of missing children and advocate for policies and legislation that protect children and prevent abductions. Their tireless efforts are essential in bringing missing children home and providing support to the families who are left behind. Joshua's case offered several important lessons that can help prevent similar tragedies in the future. The importance of parental vigilance, community awareness, and the need for open communication about safety were all underscored by the circumstances of his disappearance. Parents were encouraged to talk to their children about stranger danger, to teach them how to recognize and avoid potentially dangerous situations, and to emphasize the importance of reporting any suspicious activity. Communities were urged to create safe environments for children, to promote neighborhood watch programs, and to work together to protect their most vulnerable members. The case served as a reminder that vigilance and prevention are key in safeguarding children from harm. The role of advancements in DNA technology cannot be overstated in solving cold cases and bringing justice to victims and their families. The ability to extract DNA from even the smallest and most degraded samples of evidence has revolutionized the field of forensic science. This technology has allowed investigators to re-examine old evidence with new eyes, potentially uncovering crucial DNA matches that were previously undetectable. The success in Joshua's case, as well as countless other cold cases, highlights the transformative power of DNA technology and the importance of investing in forensic research and development. The continued advancements in this field offer hope for solving even more cold cases and bringing closure to families who have been waiting for answers for decades. Joshua Adams' story is one of tragedy, but it is also one of resilience and the enduring power of hope. His memory serves as a reminder of the importance of protecting children, of supporting families in need, and of never giving up on the pursuit of justice. The resolution of his case, though bittersweet, brought a measure of peace to his family and the Dayton community, allowing them to begin the long process of healing. The story of Joshua Adams stands as a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit to overcome even the most unimaginable tragedies and to find hope in the face of despair. Joshua's funeral service was a poignant testament to the profound impact he had on the Dayton community. The outpouring of grief and support was overwhelming, as hundreds of people gathered to pay their respects to a young life tragically cut short. The church was filled to capacity, with mourners lining the streets outside, eager to participate in the solemn occasion. The atmosphere was heavy with sadness, yet also permeated with a sense of unity and shared grief. Friends, family, neighbors, teachers, and even strangers came together to honor Joshua's memory and to offer comfort to his grieving family. The service was a celebration of Joshua's life, a remembrance of the joy and laughter he brought to those around him. During the service, several family members shared heartfelt statements about Joshua, expressing their grief, their relief, and their hopes for the future. His mother spoke of her unwavering love for her son, recalling cherished memories of their time together. She spoke of his infectious smile, his playful spirit, and his kind heart. Her words were raw and emotional, reflecting the deep pain of losing a child. His father spoke of the long years of uncertainty, the constant hope that Joshua would one day be found, and the relief of finally knowing the truth. He expressed gratitude to the law enforcement officials who had never given up on the case, and to the community for their unwavering support. His siblings shared stories of their brother's playful antics, his love of video games, and his unwavering loyalty. Their words painted a picture of a happy, vibrant child who was deeply loved and sorely missed. The legal aftermath following Heinrich's sentencing was relatively straightforward. With Heinrich pleading guilty and confessing to the crimes, there was no need for a lengthy and emotionally draining trial. However, there remained the possibility of civil lawsuits against Heinrich or his estate. Joshua's family considered their legal options, seeking advice from attorneys about potential avenues for seeking further justice. While monetary compensation could never truly make up for the loss of their son, a civil lawsuit could provide a measure of accountability and send a message that such heinous acts would not be tolerated. Ultimately, the decision of whether or not to pursue a civil lawsuit rested with Joshua's family, weighing the emotional toll against the potential for further legal recourse. After Heinrich's arrest and conviction, attention turned to the possibility that he may have been responsible for other unsolved crimes. Law enforcement agencies across the region began reviewing their cold case files, looking for any potential connections to Heinrich. While no definitive links were established, the possibility remained that Heinrich may have had other victims. The investigation into his past continued, with detectives poring over old records and interviewing potential witnesses. The hope was that if there were other victims, their cases could also be solved, bringing closure to their families and preventing Heinrich from ever harming anyone again. The psychology of predators like Heinrich is a complex and disturbing subject. While it is important to understand the motivations and behaviors of such individuals, it is equally important to avoid sensationalizing or glorifying their actions. Predators often exhibit a pattern of manipulation, deceit, and a lack of empathy for their victims. They may have underlying psychological disorders or a history of abuse or neglect. Understanding these factors can help law enforcement officials identify potential predators and prevent future crimes. However, it is crucial to remember that the responsibility for these heinous acts lies solely with the perpetrator. Even with the closure in Joshua's case, there are still countless missing children whose families are desperately searching for them. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children estimates that thousands of children go missing each year in the United States alone. These children come from all walks of life, and their disappearances leave a devastating void in the lives of their families and communities. It is essential to remember these missing children and to continue to support the efforts to find them. Every child deserves to be safe, and every family deserves to know the truth about what happened to their missing loved one. There are many ways that viewers can support organizations that help families of missing children. Donating to these organizations can provide much-needed financial assistance for search efforts, counseling services, and advocacy programs. Volunteering time can help with administrative tasks, fundraising events, and community outreach. Raising awareness about the issue of missing children can help to prevent future abductions and to encourage people to come forward with information. By working together, we can make a difference in the lives of missing children and their families. The story of Joshua Adams serves as a reminder of the importance of vigilance and community involvement in protecting children. It is essential to be aware of our surroundings, to report any suspicious activity, and to teach children how to stay safe. By working together, we can create a safer world for all children, ensuring that they have the opportunity to grow up happy, healthy, and free from harm. Stay vigilant, report suspicious activity, and support the efforts to find missing children. Reflecting on the case of Joshua Adams, one cannot help but be struck by the profound impact it had on the community of Dayton, Ohio. It was a case that touched the hearts of many, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of hope. The disappearance of Joshua, a vibrant young boy with a bright future, left a void that resonated deeply within the community, casting a long shadow over the city for nearly 3 decades. The case became a symbol of lost innocence, a constant reminder of the unknown dangers that can lurk in even the most familiar places. The passage of time, 28 years to be exact, is a testament to the persistence of hope and the unwavering commitment of law enforcement to bring closure to families affected by long unsolved mysteries. The detectives who worked on Joshua's case never gave up, even when leads ran cold and hopes seemed to dwindle. Their dedication, combined with advancements in forensic technology, ultimately led to the identification and conviction of Danny Heinrich, bringing a measure of justice to Joshua and his family. The case underscores the importance of never giving up on finding missing loved ones, no matter how much time has passed. The enduring power of hope is a central theme in the story of Joshua Adams. His family never lost faith that one day they would learn the truth about what happened to him. They tirelessly advocated for his case, keeping his memory alive and urging law enforcement to continue their investigation. Their unwavering hope served as an inspiration to others, reminding them that even in the darkest of times, it is important to hold on to the belief that things can get better. The resolution of Joshua's case, though bittersweet, is a testament to the power of hope and the enduring strength of the human spirit. The strength and resilience of the Dayton community in the face of tragedy cannot be overstated. The community rallied together to support Joshua's family, organizing search parties, candlelight vigils, and fundraising events. They shared in their grief and offered comfort and support during a time of unimaginable pain. The community's unwavering support demonstrated the power of unity and the importance of coming together to help those in need. The story of Joshua Adams is a reminder that even in the wake of tragedy, communities can find strength and resilience in their shared humanity. It is important to remember Joshua not as a victim, but as a happy, vibrant child whose life was tragically cut short. He was a son, a brother, a friend, and a member of the Dayton community. He loved riding his bike, playing video games, and spending time with his family. He had a bright smile and an infectious laugh that brought joy to those around him. His memory should be honored and cherished, and his story should serve as a reminder of the importance of protecting children and creating a safer world for all. Joshua's life, though brief, had a profound impact on those who knew him, and his memory will continue to inspire and uplift for generations to come. To Joshua and his family, we offer a final message of peace and closure. May Joshua's soul rest in peace, and may his family find solace in the knowledge that justice has been served. Their long journey has come to an end, and they can now begin the difficult process of healing and moving forward. Their strength, resilience, and unwavering hope are an inspiration to us all. We honor their memory and offer our deepest condolences. May they find peace in the love and support of their family, friends, and community. We encourage you to subscribe to our channel for more true crime stories that explore the complexities of the human experience and the pursuit of justice. Like this video to show your support and to help raise awareness about the issue of missing children. Share this video with others to spread the word and to encourage people to stay vigilant and report any suspicious activity. We also encourage you to visit the website of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at missingkids.org. There you can find resources for reporting suspicious activity and supporting families of missing children. You can also find information about other missing children and learn how you can help bring them home. Check out our other videos on similar cases, detailing the tireless efforts of law enforcement and the unwavering hope of families in their search for justice and closure. In conclusion, the story of Joshua Adams is a testament to the power of hope, justice, and the importance of remembering those who have been lost. It is a story that reminds us of the fragility of life and the enduring strength of the human spirit. By learning from this tragedy, we can work together to create a safer world for all children and to ensure that no family has to endure the pain of losing a child to violence. Let us never forget Joshua Adams and the lessons he taught us about the importance of hope, resilience, and the pursuit of justice.